Hello, it's Jesse Green, the 619 Nerd, and we're on, well, I was compiling my list of my top 20 favorite movies of all time. I was leaving off, way too many, most notable movies, so that's why I have the honorable mention, so let's get this. This is, number 22. So when you hear this theme, you know you're in for a ride. And let's see how well it goes. I've been practicing this, so. Yes, that is Superman. And I'm talking about Superman 2. 1980s film with, of course, Christopher Reeve as Superman and Clark Kent. Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, who was the best out of all of them. We have Margot Kidder as Lois Lane before she went crazy. Terrence Stamp as Zod, and you know what you know this. You're gonna kneel before Zod, okay? At one point. Yeah, you have Jackie Cooper as Perry White. Now I have seen both versions, like the director's cut and then Donner cut, which they're both good. So I recommend watch both of them. Opinion, but I'm gonna go old school 1980s. I was 4 when this came out. Yeah, cause I was only 2. I was 2 when the original one came out, and 4 in 1980. So I remember watching this, and yeah. So you have the prisoners from the Phantom Zone from 3 comes to Earth and cause all kinds of mayhem. And this is basically a Superman love story, because it's Superman confessed to love to Lois, but you can't literally do anything about it until he loses his powers. And after he loses his powers, he stupid bird. After he loses powers, well, there was a bully in the truck stop. How they got there, I don't know, because they didn't have a car. In the middle of the South Pole, North Pole, I don't even remember, but he was way out there. So how did he get there on foot? So yeah, he was bullied and he gets his ass kicked, but then he finds out Zod is there, and he has that green crystal that changes him back. Him and Otis, did Otis get out too, or was it just, no, it's both him and Tessmacher. They get away from jail, hilarity ensues, the big epic fight at the, Fortress of Solitude. Whoa. Lucky I remember that. I'm a big nerd, and not remembering that would be fucked up. So yes, I would see both versions if you haven't already. I have both somewhere. Yeah, it's a yeah, that even though the fight it was okay, but when you see Superman hit that Coke sign, that's memorable. That was kick-ass back in the day, and still is, sort of. So, my number 22 is Superman. 1978. What a great cast you had. Literally, it's 3 different films all in one. You start off on Krypton as a small boy, sending the 3 hurtling into space in the Phantom Zone. The destruction of Krypton with Marlon Brando, who was not in, didn't come back for 2. Well, they cut all his stuff out, and they paid him all like $3 million for like 1 day work, 2 days, something like that, maybe 3. And they don't bring him back in the movie. They cut him out for some reason. They had his mom, which is fine, but you don't pay this guy that much money and don't bring him back in the sequel. And the sequel, part 2, half of it was done and they didn't replace him. They placed Richard Donner. That's why you have a Richard Donner cut. But anyways, so you go from Krypton to Smallville as a small boy. The famous scene lifting up the truck bare naked. You had Glenn Ford as Pa. You even meet like Alana Lang, not the one, kind of more like the comic book version. Unlike Smallville. Let's see. Then once Pa had this heart attack, he leaves, goes to the Fortress of Solitude, then he comes back as Superman, and that's where it really begins, because you meet Lex Luthor, Otis, Tessmacher. Yeah, and that's where it really becomes a comic book. You meet Superman. That first time you see him fly into screen, that's when you can believe a man can fly. Because most of the time, it was like, either it was animated, like in the serials, or he's like standard, like this. But you had no like real movement in the with the Adventures of Superman. With the oh well, it'll come to me like, oh shit. I know it's also with the last name, but I'm blanking right now. Sorry. I can see his face too. Anyways, I'll note in the comments, dumbass. It's this. Anyway, anyways, and then you meet Lois Lane. You meet Jimmy Olsen, which I forget the name. Every time you see him, hey, that's Jimmy. He's always going to be Jimmy Olsen. Jackie Cooper, who I believe replaced somebody as or they had nobody, or they replaced. I forget, but he came in at the last minute and he killed it. Not only did he kill it, but he made it his own, and he did do the Great Caesar's Ghost. I believe at one point. Let's see. What else should I say? It's great. The casting was done well. The music from John Williams, always great. Wish they had it in the new one. Nope, no, we'll do it for the crappy Superman Returns. But no, we're not gonna do it in Man of Steel. That was bogus, by the way. Even though. Anyways, let's see. The spinning of the of the Earth would have killed billions instead of helping them, but you know, it's a comic book. Actually have the costume, which they don't do anymore. What the hell? I want to see Wolverine in his costume, asshole. Not this black shit. Even Batman looked realistic. The original '89. That looked realistic than some of the stuff they've done later, like the X-Men, Fantastic Four. Well, actually, they did use that stupid Galactic Cloud, but you know, yeah, we want to see him in costumes. I think the best one would probably been the X-Men Origin, First Class. But at least we get to see Superman in all his glory. Um, with the big yellow S or red S, but in the yellow thing. So yes, this is my number 21. This is Jesse Green. I was rambling at the end. Sorry. Signing off.